this, and there's two kind of alternate, suggestions here. So in both diagrams, you'll see Enderlin Circle. This is suggested to become two-way. The width of the road now does allow for it. As you know, there's kind of haphazard parking that's happening there currently. They're suggesting creating some dedicated actual parking stalls to create some more parking down there and to encourage folks to park and stay in the park instead of driving through. The big change that you'll see, and that's just a suggestion, that is not set in stone by any means. The other change or option that you see between these two that might be a little larger is Tritscheller or Alexander Road that cuts all the way through the park from Yoctangee and Mill to Water and Paint. And this diagram is shown as staying, but as you'll see, it is kind of widened. This is the armory, yes ma'am, and this is the existing drop-off area where the cannon is out front. So that existing drop-off would stay. If we are keeping this road, it would swing out further as it enters that drop-off to make it safer. There is quite a bit of cost to doing this. If you can picture that section of the park, there's a lot of grade change right there, so it would require bringing in quite a bit of fill dirt. It would also require removing a good handful of mature trees to clear that out. But this would need to happen in order to make this a safe approach to getting to this area. Okay. In this diagram, you see it removes. You see the Tritscheller Alexander Road removed, and it encourages folks to come in that are coming in from the park this direction to come in Enderlin Circle and make their way here, and they can either come to drop off or visit the armory, or come on around, exit the park, or come on around to park in these parking lots. What you'll see here is this is where existing parking is right now. You'll recognize it as kind of gravel, dirt parking. There's some dumpsters and things in there. This creates some organized parking where parking already exists for the proposed amphitheater and a little splash pad area right in this section. Okay? So those are kind of the big interior changes as far as roadways are concerned, would be Tritscheller being removed or staying, and what the cost to that would be, what that change would look like, and Enderlin Circle becoming a two-way, using the existing width and creating some organized parking. I hope that's helpful. Take the fish stand out. Sorry. Yes, take the fish stand out. This does take the fish stand out.
Tritscheller from the entrance to the parkplace to the armory. Again, the money for this project is for the park. And so to me, it's important that we keep the park, that the park is what we want. So I think if we got to spend, I'm not saying that we need to do this, but I'm saying if the people feel we need to spend it, we want to keep that road, we can find somewhere else maybe safe and good. Everybody like to hear that problem. That's right. I'm not the construction guy. The construction guy will have to figure that out.
I'm here
so, but again, you're going to lose something else somewhere else if we do that. And it'll be, the administration will have to decide where they take the back. Maybe we don't replace sidewalks in some of the areas. Maybe we don't do full thickness repairs. Maybe we do hill paving. Maybe we don't replace all the curbs along all the entire route. We do different things. So there's other places we can take money out to do this. But just realize that we're giving up something to get this. So, like we talked about with Water Street, whatever we do, it's a change, and you gotta pay for it one way or another. So, what was your feedback?
Sure. Explain one more time, because I couldn't hear everything you were saying, because I was in the back of the crowd. What is the traffic flow you're talking about through here and the changes? Because my understanding was, and something to change to two-way traffic, is that correct?
Sure. Yeah, my name's Clint Boggs, Chief of Staff for the city. Appreciate you all staying on task when you guys visited the station, because we are here to talk about roads. I know there's lots of different images on these boards that we probably have lots of questions on. I think the reason we stayed on task so well is because I only had 10 minutes, and the first thing out of my mouth was Enderlin's going to be changed to a two-way. Usually that took up the whole 10 minutes, so that's the main concern, is that we basically heard from every group, is the change from Enderlin Circle, which is a one-way, to a two-way. This is in one proposal, both the same, but in this proposal here, Tritscheller, Alexander, it's called differently depending on what map you're looking at, is removed, and in this one it's slightly changed to bow out to correctly come into this circle. I don't want to call it a roundabout. I think in this image it is a roundabout, but in this image it is not a roundabout, although they look identical in these proposals. So yeah, main concern, basically the only thing we ever talked about in each station was Enderlin being changed to a two-way. And we jotted down some comments. Tricia Hall, my counterpart here, works for the city, planning and development director. We'll be sure to make sure everyone has an opportunity on your way out. If you didn't get to visit us, give us your comments and we'll be able to address them appropriately in the future.
So on Enderlin Circle, just some of the conversations we had is that we can make it two-way. If it becomes an issue, city council can always change it back to one way. If it becomes a safety issue, we can always change it back. By doing the two-way, you get a little bit wider road down through there. You get, I think there's plans to put curbs down through there, parking on both sides. So it gives us that option. So I guess maybe try to take that out of your decision-making and decide, do you want to keep Tritscheller Road or do you guys want to get rid of it? Because the other we can go back and fix. Once we get rid of, if we get rid of Tritscheller Road, we cannot go back and fix it. So I guess I'll open up for public comment. You guys tell me what you think of it. And Janet's going to hold their hand up. So.
Thank you. In the first place, you're taking out Shoulder Road. Is it called Shoulder Road that goes
Tritscheller Road, or however you pronounce it, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
From the Y clear up to where I was, that's what you're talking about?
No, just removing it from the entrance to the lake
Yeah.
to the